Okay, so I've managed to get HD for you guys. Alright, let's see. So I was saying that the yesterday I saw short again on oil on the 1 hour chart. No, 15. Yeah, I saw it again. My stop loss is just above this high, so I got away with that. I might close it because that almost, if it was any other broker, I think pretty much they would have snapped me. Actually, it's on that one because I'm staring at it on the other screen. That's where my stop loss was, and they snapped. Right, they couldn't get me. So let's see what oil will do today. Price action is a bit weird. You can see how it's been trading. Now sometimes, the way price moves, right, it feels like or me, I personally feel like someone is, I feel like someone is watching me trade. That's how I feel like, right? Because the way price will move, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes there are certain price action that happens when I'm in a trade, and it doesn't happen when I'm not in a trade. So for example, if I was not in a trade on this one, right, trust me, I think the price would have come down here. But because I was in a profitable trade, price not back. That's how I feel. Okay, it's just my feeling. And it's not just this one. What other trade? This one yesterday, right? On Wednesday I took a sell here. Targeting this level. Okay, I don't know if I shared this in the group, but that was what I was looking for yesterday, and guess what? It pulled back and then went down. So I just feel like someone is watching me. Right? But I managed to get another trade, because when it pulled back, obviously I closed it. I took partial. My stop loss was at break even, but this move back up, I think it was here, that candle pop, and I was thinking, you know what, it looks like they don't want to continue for me to make some money this yesterday, so let me close it. And then as soon as I closed it, that happened, right? So I managed to get in during the London session. I think I got in, I missed this one, so I got in here. And then I closed it below this low, because again, notice how price moved when it got below that low. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It just didn't want to go down, so I closed it, and then it hit the target. So whoever you're watching me, stop it. If you're watching my trade, stop it. That's not cool. Anyway, that was a nice trade. Let's go into the H4. You can see the narrative behind the trade. I think I gave this level on Monday to watch as well, right? Monday I told you to watch this low and that one, and it drifted into that, and I saw short, and I think it should be dropping. It should drop again. I think it should drop one more time. I'm using this imbalance in here, so let's look. Okay, so they did take out previous day's low and then left up. I think it probably traded a little bit higher before that. I think it's gonna trade a little bit higher. It might come into premium. Let's see, relative to this range. Yeah, I think it might come into premium, so somewhere in here. So I'll not sell it, but I'll rather probably look at this one for a buy to go up here. Okay, it's just, you know, I'm not taking the trade because of obviously what we have for today, but you know, I'll practice this like that. I'll take it to go up here. And then I'll see what kind of price action we will get up there. Alright, let me check the H4. Does it look like it can attack previous day's high? No. We have an imbalance in here, so yeah, I'll just look for price to come here. So we have man, I told you guys to just come back to the YouTube channel. You will see me live again. Okay, now I've posted it. Next time, listen. I said, do not go away. Just wait. I'm gonna restart it, and then you see me live again. You disappeared. All right. So that's what I'm expecting. It's also a potential optimal trade entry as well. Right, so that's not bad. I think it came to the breaker. It reacted off from the breaker. Right there. Right, it's reacting off from the breaker, but I like the imbalance down here. You can see nice 15 minutes breaker there with a gap. So I think it might go up here. Okay, where we have this run up, break down. So that will support the euro being a buy, and let's see what this one is. Oh, euro pound, typical. Typical euro pound. Well, it's still 830, so a run back above, but it'll be a buy again, right? I was trying to save some pips. London is always tricky like this. When you're trading this pair, do not put your stop loss anywhere near. If you're expecting a buy for the day, right, don't leave your stop loss. At least give yourself maybe I would say 25 pips. Okay, just for the initial London session, give yourself at least 25 pips, because this pair can swing down and then reject quickly. If you swing down and then reject in a classic buy day, right, swing down and then reject, and if you look at the time, roughly 9, and then run up. So it's a typical thing that it does. So I think that will support the buy on this pair. Let's look at euro odds. So previous day's low has been taken as well, so same thing here. And let's look at OTE. 50% is here, OT is there. Check the one now. Yeah, we have an imbalance in here, so, and down candle here, so I'll target that. Alright, I'll target that. I'll leave my stop just below that. Now ideally, yeah, you wanna do this, but yeah, I'm trying to be cute, looking for the imbalance to hold and take me there. Now today I'm not going to go through everything because of NFP, right? That's why I'm doing something that if I was to do some trading right now, that's what I'll be searching for. I'll be looking at the current price action where we have been, which is previous day's low here, and what can price trade to, or where can price trade to. I don't know why I'm scratching right now. Why I'm scratching. Check pound New Zealand as well. Pound New Zealand is not bad, but I'll prefer the Euro pairs. I prefer the Euro pairs. Aussie yen yesterday, they did attack that high nicely right there, and man, look at this price action. Next week, I think next week we might get some kind of a decline, a retracement or something of that sort, maybe back to this high. We might get some kind of a, if they don't reject that high today, which, let me check on the daily time frame. They have closed above it, so that to me, I think and it's not yesterday, the day before we were talking about this, that we might see, if it's going to go up, right, let it go, and then it will break, and then it will pull back, and that can offer a potential buy, right? You can see it happening now. So you have this low, this high, that low, high. It wasn't a stop run, they've actually gone for it. So I think it's gonna pull back. Okay, it's gonna pull back next week, and then can offer a buy to continue the uptrend. Okay, so maybe next week we might get price to give us a pullback, and then you can obviously ride it back up again because they've decided not to go down, right? And so it's a kind of a weird price action that happened here, but it is what it is. You can't control price, you have to just manage risk. So that's what we can get, but I wish I had the confidence to buy it as it was going up like this, right? I was not confident with this going up, especially if you're trading inside this high, that low, and we already run buy side liquidity here and broken down there. This is a critical area for, especially in here, right? So I would not be buying. But it looks like that's what it did. Let's look at the yen. Okay, another pair that I will look at later on will be the Swiss. Card Swiss. Where should we put the yen? Let's put it up here. Oh yeah, the yen is not waking up. I think it will. Okay, I was teaching my private group something yesterday, 2 days ago, regarding price movement on the crosses, right? Notice how this is gone up, that's gone up, that's gone up. This one is chilling. when I use that word. Right, this one is chilling. Now, because they've all gone up like this pair has to catch up, okay? Even though they are all bullish and this one is bearish, at least it needs to give some kind of a response, okay? It needs to give some kind of a response. So what might end up happening is that, let me look in here. What can end up happening is this pair, like that auto block there, and that low. So what can happen is that this pair might give that kind of move, not to come all the way up here, no, that's not what I'm saying, but at least to give this kind of move as well, and that's when this pair is gonna drop. So maybe next week you'll see, right? We will see next week. I'm not predicting, so I'm not giving you that it's going to do it, but you can watch it and see, does it give you maybe when they are all sleeping, that's when this one will move randomly, okay? Randomly, maybe Asian session, when these pairs are not doing nothing, this one will randomly rally because they've pushed all the other pairs up and they've left this one, and you can see the effect of that, right? The effect of this going sideways is for that to happen, that breaking structure to happen. Now that that has happened, I think they will send it down for a pullback. So that's when this will give a rally. Now if you check all the yen pairs, right, I need to switch this in. That has gone up. That one has gone up, made a new high. That one has gone up, almost going to make a new high, okay? So because of that, it's gonna cause the yen to pull back, and you can see that here, okay? You can see that here they've kept this one sideways and they've pushed all that up. So next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, watch this and then see, maybe randomly does it go up, or is it news related? It could be maybe some bad news related where all of a sudden this one will just rally for no reason. Now I have experience with this, that's why I'm saying that. Let me show you, because that's when I started doing what I'm doing now, back in 2020, like that, right? 1 week price run up like crazy. There, what date is that? 1st June, 2nd June, 3rd June, 4th June. So we had 4 days. I think weekend was there, so it was a brand new week. It's not like what we have today, this week, where the 1st to the 2nd, sorry, the 1st to the 3rd is within the previous month. So what I mean by is we had 30th and 31st on Monday, Tuesday, and then 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all in this week. But last year, in 2020, that was different, right? We had 30th being a Saturday, and then 31st being Sunday, and then you had 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. That was 5th. So 5th was a Friday, and then price rejected. And then the following week, that happened. So that was the following week. 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Now, admittedly, I bought that and I sold that because I was giving it as signal service back in 2020. So I do remember this price action. So I'm not surprised it's doing the same thing here. Okay, what date is that? But it's that week, that first week of June. So if you go back to 2020, this will give you 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Okay, and then you have that Friday of that first week, and then we go into the following week, and then you see a potential decline, right? So I will not be surprised if we run up and reject. Okay, so these are our ideas that you can play with going into next week. There you go. So it does line up, right? The seasonal tendency lines up with the potential price action that can unfold here, right? I'll be hunting for it. Let's go here and study the price action, because it's a it's like it's a one-off event. Oops. Oh, come on. There you go. It's a one-off event. So let's go to a 1 hour time frame if you allow us, and stick. There you go. So this is Monday price action. Right. This is Friday. NFP. Is it NFP Friday? Yeah, NFP. And then that's Monday. So retracement to a bearish order block, sell short during the London session, and Tuesday pull back to another order block, OTE, during the New York session, we sell short. Wednesday price does nothing, and then on Thursday price pulls back into a little fair value gap here, and then drops down. Time of the day, New York session, and then it drops down. So what we did that week was, and this is where that's roughly when I got banned by ICT from the mentorship, because I remember that's when I shared this strategy here, where if price forms a swing high in such a move like that, you anticipate price going into 50% at least minimum. Okay, so I got banned. I don't think I got banned because of that. It's some guy that snitched on me because I was trying to be a good person. Right? So that's what we did 2 years 2 years ago. And we got a trade. I still have the results. I think we got almost about over that that first 2 weeks of June. The first week of June, I think I did about 1,200 pips, and that's just currencies. Okay, and that was just currencies. I did over 1,000 because I so short all the yen pairs. I gave them New Zealand yen, Aussie yen. What other yen did we trade? I think pound yen as well. Let's go check pound yen. Let's go back. Let's go back to the timeline. Let's go back to the timeline. 2020. There is a social pound yen as well. Man, that was my infancy in price action. I mean, I was still a baby in price action. I thought I knew a lot back then, but compared to now, it's infancy. So we traded this one also to come to there. So let's cut this one off. It's rather unfortunate that next week I'm taking some time off. If not, we would have looked at this together, but I'm showing it to you, so why is one of my thing off? Bear with me, guys. Something doesn't look right. One of my sessions is gone. Yeah, one of my sessions is gone. There you go. Alright, so that week, I think we sold on Tuesday, because, Monday. We had a break in market structure here, and we sold short. At the time, I was AKA breaker trader. So that was a breaker, and we took down this low, and then the 50% of that range. So the 50% of that range was starting from here, there, and let me see on I'm not on job this morning, am I? Yeah, I need a rest. I need rest. There you go. So this was the trade that we took. Because I was a breaker trader, we had to take out this low, and then I gave the signal and we got there on Wednesday, and it continued going down, but we didn't participate in that. And then the trouble started, because after that, let me take these things off. Now that was a very nice trade, right? That first week. The second week was a nightmare. I almost gave up the signal service, because the second week became, no, I think the second week there were some pairs that did actually give us some nice trades, but admittedly this pair moved into some weird price action after the second week. Pause here, this week here, right? I got so confused because like I said, that was my infancy. I was still, learning. But in here, I was expecting price to continue going down. That was a pullback, and that didn't happen. And then it just rallied through it. Okay, I didn't understand the weekly range expansion at the time. Okay, so we had 1 week drop here, 1 week drop, 2 weeks drop, right? So this move here, it's that pattern that I've showed you here relative to the previous week's range. As soon as you see this, right, price is trying to trade to somewhere up there, and I didn't understand that at the time, so I kept buying, I kept selling, and it kept stopping us out in here, right? Watch what it does. Everything that we did during that time didn't work. We tried to buy, it stops us out. We tried to sell, it stops us out. So after the first 2 weeks, we did very well. The first 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks, I think, combined, we did almost 2,000 and plus pips. Right? But then after that, it was like chaos. But there you go. But now, looking at price action now, it all makes sense why it did what it did. Okay, price was trying to pull back into optimal trade entry relative to that previous week's range, and obviously you have to look at price at the beginning of every week. You have to look at price with a different mindset. So that move was just this low to that high pullback. So on the monthly time frame, price was looking to go higher, and I didn't understand it, but I did catch up at some point, because there are certain price action that happened that made me understand what's trying to happen. So you see that it will go and attack this equal high eventually. So we did manage to get some trades to go up there, because once we did take a couple of losses in here, somewhere in there, it totally made sense. It totally made sense what price was trying to do. So we did capture that move to go up there. So there you go, a little bit history of where I started from. Right, so you can see that similar sort of price action in here. Next week, if you see price coming back down, what we're gonna do, we have this low, that high, that low. If we take that and we come back down, even if we don't take that, based on the weekly time frame, I think it's gonna trade back up here, because we have made a pullback. So we're coming up from that. I think it's gonna go up here. So it's not gonna go there in a straight line, so it might pull back. So when it does pull back, you do have the advantage of I think that was a very nice market maker sell model to attack this low, and then rejection. See, this is why when people give me pairs to look at, if I don't take my time to do this high time frame analysis to put some logics in, and I just on a go, okay, whilst I'm doing a live session on a go, if someone asks me, what do you think about this? Because I've not done a lot of analysis over the weekend or high time frame analysis, and I just look at this, I'll give you the narrative based on that, because in the heat of doing the live session, sometimes time constraint, so I might not be able to do all of that analysis, and then this can happen, right? So, you know, it is what it is. I was going to say something, but I said it is what it is. If you want me to do anything, right? If you want me to do anything, you can send it to me privately, okay? And then I'll look at it for you, because in the heat of the live session, I won't get time to do like a top-down analysis that I will personally do if I'm going to take a trade, okay? And because again they are not pairs that I follow, it will take me time to fully understand what it's trying to do, right? These pairs, I look at them every day, okay? I look at them every day, so I know what they're trying to do. So if you ask me my opinion on this, I know what they're trying to do. But these alien pairs, I don't. I definitely don't. So there you go. Let's go look at pound again. Crude oil. Nice. Let's come back to my entry. Actually, I'm in profit. Yeah. Let's look at gold. Gold has traded to the level that I anticipated, which was this high. I did not buy it. I was not in any trade, but that was the high that I said they could run and then probably send it down again. Looking at this right now, it doesn't seem to me that it wants to come down, okay? If it does come down, I'll be really surprised. For now, I think it might want to run this high. I think that's what it's trying to do, okay? Because on the daily time frame, we don't have any imbalance, do we? This one has been closed in. If we did, it will be highlighted. Right, that one is open. This one has been closed in. So the only thing left now I've go get it from downstairs. It's in mommy's room. Yes. Okay. It's taking out the imbalances, so I'll be really surprised if it come down here without taking out this high first. So I'll be looking for a run to that today with NFP. I'll look for that. Let's see. It's trading inside this. check the 1 hour time frame if we do have some sort of imbalance. Yeah, we have something in here. So I'll look for price action in here to suggest that we should be running for that high. Okay, I'll look for price action in here to suggest we should be running for that high. And then maybe after we run that high, then I'll look back down again for this low. All right. And what time is it? It's 9:12. So we've got another 80 minutes. All right. Let's go and look at some of the trades that I pointed out. They're not doing much, are they? Let's look at the indices. Notice how this indices has held the high. They've held this high and went slightly lower, but now we have accumulation formed with yesterday's candle. All right, up here, that's where we're going. All right, they've accumulated longs inside this imbalance in here, so the next move should be up. There's no imbalance in here, we have the imbalance up there. All right, so equal high, draw on liquidity. I'm gonna post this one for let me zoom in that one and hide the fair value up. I think it will look nice on the H4. There you go. That's your draw on liquidity. Let's take the magnet on, shall we? And take a screenshot. Where is it? There you go. Right, so that would be the same for the that would be the same thing for the one that had equal high. Let's see the daily first. Yeah, I don't like this one. Yeah, I like that one. See it. Yeah, this is not bad either. That was a nice one, man. Look at that. I need to I need to cut down the number of pairs and pay close attention, because that was a beautiful price action. Let's go into the 1 hour time frame on this. Actually 15. See if I can find it. Yeah, right there. That this is the pattern that ICT is trying to teach on, not trying. The good is teaching on YouTube, right? Run on stop, breaking structure, imbalance. Admittedly, I think yeah, there's one here, so entry here, and then you can put a second entry there. What time of the day was that? Yeah, I was not in front of the screen. Yeah, so I wouldn't have seen it, but playing back, I'll leave my stop loss below the breaker, equal high, and equal high, is the trade. That is nice. I think either this one, or let me check if I can see on the other pair if there was a trade. But you can look for continuation to the upside on this one as well. Let me post that. Copy. Alright, let's go and look at S&P if I can see the same trade idea. I wouldn't have taken S&P. I wouldn't have taken S&P. Let's check the Nasdaq. Yeah, the Nasdaq here. So if I plot I don't have it on here. My script. Liquidity pools. And this one. Actually two. Man, some people are funny. There you go. You have, that's Wednesday's low. Thursday runs that low. So that will be a reason for looking for this. Let's go to the 5 minutes chart. And let's see if you can see the model. Let's turn this one off in here. Yes, it did happen on, I think, on a lower time frame, which I wouldn't have done that. I'll not be sitting here going through the time frames. I choose one time frame and I'll look for it. But it did happen here. Right, so we had a run on previous day's low, break structure, fair value gap, equal high, right there. YouTube members are spoiled. ICT has given them by far the easiest, I think, the easiest model in terms of his tools and concepts. It's the easiest, but it's nowhere near what you if you were in the mentorship, right? It's nowhere near the amount of things you'll be able to do with this price action in here, right? Because on YouTube you just look for a run or stop and a gap, right? There are several things that you might run into problem if you don't do your higher time frame, if your narrative is wrong, and that's something that the YouTube community doesn't have, that they his students have. So his students would do better. I won't say his students would do better. They know more than the YouTube members. So obviously, if you know more, you are going to do better. That's what I'm driving at. So enough talking about the goat. We are looking for price to go up here, and I think I've shared that. Enough. 2 is enough. So that's the indices for you, right? We're looking for a run up. I think they're gonna close in this imbalance in here. So we should be moving from here or from there. When the NFP comes out, they might, if they want to manipulate, it might dip into this one and then reject. So maybe I'll study this one during the NFP. It depends how far they will send it down. Let's see on the H4. Yeah, they've not even taken out this candle's low, so there will be liquidity below that here. So here and there, that's where I'll be watching to see if they will manipulate into that. Okay, so you watch those two. If you trade the indices, you watch these two during the New York session or during the NFP. Do they manipulate into it? And it's gonna be quick. It won't be, well, it depends. If it does give you this same sort of price action down here, right, then you can use it. They've left previous day's high still intact, so that would be your draw on liquidity. And then up here, you have a void, right? So it'll be very fast move to close that in. Okay, it'll be a very fast move to close that in. Right. In terms of teaching you how to do it, you know how to do it. I've showed you, right? Start from the weekly time frame. Start from the weekly time frame. The weekly time frame will give you everything you need. Okay, like this one last week. Where did I tell you price was gonna go? You measured this, we put it there, and I gave you where price was gonna go. Right here, here, here. Where they at now? There. Okay, so where's the next one? There. And where's the next one? Equal high. There. It's just the noise, right? This noise, that's the one you have to filter out. That noise is the one you have to filter out. But ultimately, it's gonna trade to those levels. But you know, the ability to filter out this manipulation, right, and not get yourself confused in terms of changing the bias, that is the hard part. That's the part that you have to master, because I cannot help you with that, right? Because when this happens, I don't know what you're thinking, because you might be thinking, oh man, I think IT is wrong, it's not gonna go there, and then you might probably say, okay, now I think it's going down, right? So that's the part that you have to kind of try to improve for yourself. Alright, but if you stick with the narrative, okay, if you stick with the narrative, you will be surprised. Now this law that has been put in, okay, that's a very important law. So even today you can use this and project that, and it'll give you roughly where that first one was. Okay, so that's the weekly down candle. So that's the weekly down candle, right? And if you drop down to the 1 hour, this is the week range where they went down and then price rejected. So if you project that as well, you see where price will bring you roughly there. Right, so I think NFP might send price here. So now let's look at what level is roughly, I'll say 1 point, that level 13 to 13.25. So 13.25. Right, that level right there. Come for it. Okay, so maybe today that might be the draw on liquidity. All right, big range day. Let's see. Okay. Any questions? Let's go look at the euro pound. There you go. Euro pound has resumed back up again. So we should see euro pound go up. We have not looked at this pair. Oh wow, came close, didn't it? I came close. I think it's gonna take that. Now how we trade above this is going to be interesting. We are consolidating. it didn't take it straight away. It's consolidating, so it might take it and then reject, and then that will start a market maker. You can see I've already highlighted. Let's see if that would be the case. I forgot how we label it. I always forget this one. Okay, so that is I just went on Google. I just went on Google to get the colors right. That's blue. That's blue. That's green. No one do. Which one is green? Right, so if they reject, that'll be reversal, and you have over here and over there. I would expect a continuation, so something like this. That, and maybe a small pullback. And then down. Okay. I didn't do this one properly. And then from here, I would expect that. That's what I've in my mind. Okay, so looking at this pair right now, this is how I'm anticipating. Now I can be wrong, and it can go for this high. If it does, no problem. This will be a blue box again. So if it goes for this high, then this will be another reaccumulation, right? And then I'll anticipate this one to be the that, and then the reverse will happen, and if that's the case, I'll be looking for the buy somewhere here, because that would then give me roughly OTE. Here depends on where it will turn around. Between these two boxes, that's when I'll anticipate price going back up again. And then you can fit the the weekly range expansion on this one. So if price goes up and it closes above previous week, which is what it's doing here, okay, So it goes above the previous week, which is what it's done. So next week, if it start retracing, then you're anticipating what? Higher prices, and this is what I'm have in mind. So it's either they're gonna come down here, or they're gonna go there and then come down. So whatever happens, we are looking for higher prices, and how they how they retrace. It's what I've mapped out, because you can clearly see it. Oops. Okay. So I'm gonna take a screenshot and see if that would be the case, because that was the same thing in here, but in a very weird way. That's why I gave you this as the drawn liquidity, because I could see the market maker buy model to attack this consolidation, even though it doesn't look as nicely presented as this one here. It's the same thing. So let me take a screenshot on the one without all that business. This is pure art. This is like when I see this, it's like who's that famous painter? Is it Michelangelo or Picasso? One of them, Michelangelo, right? The art that he did. That's what this looks to me. This is art. I'm gonna copy that and put it in my journal and then see if that will happen. So random forecast. Okay, so that's that. I've gone way over 9:30. Any question? Let's look at dollar CAD. Alright, sorry guys, I went quiet a little bit. I I was dealing with some stuff over here. Okay, dollar CAD. I'm dealing with some guy over here where he's giving me a nightmare. Bear with me. All resolved. I there's this thing online that I'm doing. Let me. There's this thing online that I'm doing that they had to pay me. It's a program that it's like a trust pilot program that I'm doing. And they had to give me some money, and they said they've sent it to my crypto wallet, and I couldn't find it. I'm still a noob when it comes to cryptos, so they were trying to show me how to find it. Any question before I wrap up? Any questions before I wrap up? Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Okay, there's no questions, so I am going to go, and I'll see you guys on the, let me see the date. Why is my calendar not working? There you go. Computer is very slow now. So I'll see you on the 13th, okay, on the Monday 13th of June. All right, so enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves, and I will see you when I come back. All right.